YouTube? Welcome. Today we're going over the Snake matchup chart, and I already have everything placed just in case you want to see where your character goes or wherever everything is. But now I'm going to go through and explain it all. I'm going to start with solid W. So Kirby can inhale grenades, which is pretty tough if he gets it, but you can also stop him from getting it. C4 is really good against this character, down tilt, parrying in general. He's pretty slow, so you can put grenades on the ground and wall him out, and overall just camp him, kill him early, and honestly C4 destroys the character because he's too slow. Ice climbers, you separate the climbers with grenade and down tilt and C4 and up smashes, and just in general you can just keep them apart and keep them away from you. They pretty much activate grenade whenever they try to touch you, and you can like just pretty much grenade yourself out of almost every situation they can put you in. Ganon, Nikita, and in the neutral game and the down throw confirms, you just really have to get him off stage and he's dead. He can only lose neutral once against like a super good Snake and afford to live. Little Mac, I think Snake can outplay him really well and camp him, like camp the platforms and just play the grounded game decently, especially with back air off stage and Nikita and up smash and all that stuff. Like it can give Little Mac a really hard time. There's still room to win. I wouldn't say it's an impossible matchup, but I'd say Snake definitely has the super big favor in it. Pichu. So this is probably Snake's like the closest one to slight W, just because Pichu's a really good character in terms of like he can down air Snake, he can kill him, but he's dying early to up tilt, he's dying early to forward tilt, he's dying early to C4. He's just dying super early, and a lot of the time Snake can camp him with parrying and just putting grenades on the ground to eat the T-jolts, along with up smash, down smash 2-frame. There's a whole lot of things that Pichu has to worry about that will kill him at like 60. So moving on to the slight W tier. We got Isabelle. I think Isabelle can play a camp game against Snake, but down tilt destroys Lloyd, and you just parry whenever she gets close against her her forward air and back air, as well as you can give her a nade to pocket that's super cooked, and whenever she unpockets it, it blows up immediately. So then you can afford to just like nade and Nikita as long as she's going to hold on to the cooked nade. And if she doesn't pocket the cooked nades, then she has to respect you, so the matchup, you begin demanding more respect than her, and you kind of corner her, even if you can't always use like an explosive at a certain time to get to mess with her. So Zelda, crouching is really good against her, and down tilt as well. She can neutral B and lightning kick, which is fine because she's not going to kill us too early with it unless she catches us with sweet spot. But whenever you're covering in the sky, the only thing she should really catch you with, unless she hard reads you, is up air, maybe down air, I guess, but that's really slow and you can react to it. Neutral's pretty simple. You just don't want to get caught in a bad spot with like up air, down air, forward air off the side, pretty much. Going into Wario. Wario has a hard time getting in on Snake, and there's a few things where I could see it maybe being even in the future when Wario's optimized the matchup, but like as of right now, I think it's definitely looking like Snake favorite, especially with up smash, especially with down throw forward tilt, especially with just Nikita in general against the character. He doesn't really have too many options for it if played optimally by the Snake. So I think he can combo us. He can kill us. He can waft us if we recover low, but like that's it. That's all he has. Okay, so moving on after that, I got Terry. So Terry has damage. Terry has certain things he can do, right? But in the neutral game, our down tilt and our grenades are, and like grenade grab and Nikita and up smash, down smash, and forward smash for up B on ledge. There are so many things that Snake has that just can kill Terry and take away his stock pretty fast. So I think I'd give the edge to Snake, but the neutral game isn't like as one-sided as like Snake's advantage today on this character. Because Terry has some stuff, but overall he has to deal with grenade to get his stuff off, so he has to like make the play, and he has to play your game. Sora, light character, pretty floaty, can avoid hitting grenade, but doesn't really do it too much because the sword is big. Kind of like Shulk. Actually, I don't think I explained Shulk, so I'll actually pivot back around to him after this character. Shulk basically is kind of the idea I'm getting from like Sora vibes, except I feel like Sora has more options for aerial pressure and certain spells and all that good stuff on to Snake than Shulk does, because in certain aspects, like Sora can get that back air off stage without having to worry about much, and he can also get like down air on Cypher, he can get up air and up B off the top. Grenade can save you from up B, but like if he notices you doing that, he can just wait for you to land and fall with you and like hit you somewhere else. And overall, like he's just hard to hit with Nikita. in general, but it's still doable. It's still doable. They have to play it very well, and they can't get caught slipping at like the 70s and 80s, because then if they do, they will get fucked up by grenade and up air. They will get messed up by it. Solid W back to Shulk. I think Snake does really well against Shulk. I think it's almost impossible for Shulk to space against a good Snake, along with down tilt and up smash pressure. And pretty much like every top Shulk you've seen has been upset by like the most of the notable Snakes. Like it's a matchup that is pretty tough for Shulk. And I feel like we play the grounding game better. We play the aerial game, or we stay out of the air against him and play like a reserve ground game along with like up smash whenever he's trying to get off ledge. As long as we are able to Nikita him, put grenade on ledge so he has to up B to where it doesn't swing above ledge or he'll get blown up. We're pretty good. So Robin, basically dash attack kind of undermines all of Robin's priority abilities. So you can dash attack through stuff, you can crouch under it, you can down tilt, you can back air through it. There's so many things just to beat like Robin coming down with the hitbox that I feel like Snake most of the time he can like throw out something and be looking to cover them, but not even like mean to do it and still get it. He'll still get the coverage against Robin. With Ridley, I feel like the neutral game is actually pretty even. It's just we get kills pretty easy compared to Ridley. Like as long as you're not landing onto Ridley with grenade, any up smashes or forward smashes or like down smashes you're pretty much gonna live a long time against this character. Especially if you drop grenade behind you, so his command grab can't get you. Piranha Plant, has options, but like grenade camp, poison gas blows up grenades, so you hard throw a grenade at him. Whenever he does a poison cloud, and you can blow him up, as well as you can grab him out of his down beat through the poison cloud, like with the grab, and you can down throw forward tilt him. So it's just like the fact that we get a lot off grabs, and some of his moves, you know, you have to grab him is pretty good against him, as well as sneaky off stage and just down throw and general armors through Patui. So it's just like there's a lot of little interactions that I feel like Snake has like quality of life edge in. So moving on to Pikachu. Might be a hot take for some because, you know, Pikachu's broken. He's a good character. I think Snake does really well. And I think that it's just one of the matchups you have to treat like Luigi. You have to use as many grenades as possible whenever you can. And you really have to get your grab callouts and your down throw forward tilts, because that's what's going to net you kills, along with like pairing T-jolts and up tilts. I think that this matchup is overall a slight advantage for Snake at this point in time. He's Sword Fighter, so basically you gotta worry about Tornado and you gotta worry about like up air, but Grenade can save us from up B. You just gotta be careful you don't get Tornado up B with like the Link-esque one. But other than that, like this character, if you can worry and get rid of Tornado, like we just outbox me Sword Fighter, we outcamp me Sword Fighter, and like he can chakram at us, but as long as you're not like pulling a free grenade that gets you blown up for like 20 or 30, you're gonna be okay against this character. Like that's the thing. You're gonna be fine. So let's see. Alright, going into the next character, we got Meta Knight. Down there forward tilt, down tilt on the ground, along with like falling up airs as well to call out multiple jumps, along with double jump nairs to call out jumping. Like we have a lot of things in this matchup that are quality of life and up smashes too. And you can like make him have to nair the up smash coming down and punish him for doing that when he's in lag from it. And it's overall just like a nice matchup where he can advantage state us, like he can kill us in a combo, which sucks. But we should win the neutral more often, and we should be able to overall just neutral bully him, because his advantage state and neutral are not nearly as impressive as like they were in Brawl, where he did better in the matchup, because Snake didn't have as many tools, or I wouldn't say as many, but he had different tools compared to now. So it's like in this game, I feel like down throw forward tilt is a big thing because it kills Meta Knight like consistently, and as well as like it's overall just a good matchup. It's a good time. Moving on to Mii Brawler. So ban Yoshi's story against this character and you're fine. Like ban Yoshi's and that's it, because he'll do down throw thropper, which sucks on Yoshi's story, but on other stages like that's fine. That's okay. So other than that, you down tilt the neutral game, parry him like Fox Nair as well. He's basically like Fox, but he doesn't really have a reflector, and he doesn't have the down smash thing. The concern on Battlefield, I haven't had as many problems with it on Battlefield, because we're not gonna die as early as Yoshi's. Just never let Mii Brawler go to Yoshi's. This character is probably the only character in the game that rivals Mario on that stage. Lucario, you just don't use up tilt until later percents unless you like completely unstale it by the time kill percent rolls around, because you want to kill Lucario, so you can't let him live, and when you stale up tilt, he might live the up tilt. So it's like that's the one thing. But overall, I think we outkill Lucario, and I think the neutral game is like pretty even, but we're better at killing if we save our resources and don't stale them. Big Link. So I feel like Snake does really well in this matchup because he can slow Big Link down in the air. You can't really land on us with unsafe nairs because of down air. And with the projectiles, we can dash attack it, and we can also put grenades there. So we have a lot of options to cut him off and call him out, especially with like down tilts, grounded down tilts, and also dash attacks on the ground. As well as we can use Nikita and up smash to call out bomb recovery. So there's like a lot of room just to put Link in a situation where you just kill him. K-Rool is really big on top of it. We don't care about the armor because we can just use other moves that go through the armor, like down tilt goes through armor well. Down air can if he's not like falling on you, but a lot of the time if you just parry it and like do a nair, you'll be okay. Down throw, everything works on K-Rool. Off stage you can drop C4, you can do up smash, you can do Nikita. There's a lot of options for K-Rool, but overall if the Snake and K-Rool evenly match, the Snake should come out on top. Jigglypuff right here. Jigglypuff is slight W. She got buffs. Quality of Life's probably moved her from solid to slight. So basically, you just gotta wall her out. We can nair her, bear her, and up tilt her for trying to play the approaching air game as well as up smash. And you can kind of use grenades to your advantage. She has to hit your shield and then pound with a grenade to blow your shield up, so you can afford to take a hit on your shield before she'll go for like those pound setups with grenades. So just keep that in mind, and you'll be okay. Kazuya, he just gets walled out. Like, the neutral's pretty even, but overall, I think Snake is gonna win neutral more often, even though Kazuya can kill Snake off of neutral, if that makes sense. So I feel like Snake is the more consistent character here. When Kazuya like gets in, he kills you sometimes, but I feel like Snake is really good at not letting Kazuya get in, and that's why I think slight W for Snake, especially because we can Nikita his recovery, and we don't really care about laser too much, because even if it hits us, oh well, we just set up an up smash ledge trap. Zelda, you just crouch and down tilt camper and don't go to Smashville or FD. Okay, so let's see. Moving on, we got Captain Falcon. Completely even neutral game, but as soon as Falcon gets off stage, a good Snake who's good with Nikita will kill him with Nikita almost every time. If you can find out what mind game the Falcon is trying to do whenever he's trying to avoid your Nikita, you can just steer Nikita at a certain degree and you'll be fine. So Greninja, down tilt, grenade on the ground, back air in the air, C4 in center stage is really important against this character, along with knowing how to deal with counter and going for grabs at the appropriate time as well. It's just a matchup where if you don't know what you're doing, it might be like tough for Snake, but whenever like the Snake fully knows the matchup and the Greninja fully knows the matchup, the Snake will come out on top, because Snake, like, trades I think are in Snake's favor. I think Greninja has forward air, but Snake can bring a grenade into that, and you can also like beat it with early back air. So it's like one of those matchups where you gotta play the air game smart. You gotta litter nades on the ground and not let Greninja get his dash attack off, pretty much. Going into the next character, Dr. Mario. He has power, that's why it's not a solid victory, but you just wall him out, you camp him. He can't do much, he's too slow to approach, but he can kill you sometimes, so that's why he's in slight W. He has like the X factor whenever he gets in on you, so just don't let that happen. Corrin can't space around grenade well at all, doesn't get too much off of grabbing us. Pen gets messed up by grenade, Nikita messes them up, grenade off stage messes them up, down tilt messes them up in the neutral game, as long as like you don't get called out by Pen. And overall, it's just, I feel like it's just a solid matchup where you just throw grenades at them and make them hit grenade. Okay, Donkey Kong, use up smash, use C4, use down tilt in the grounded neutral, and make sure to use grenade grab and roll away from grenade just to keep him on his toes and not let him control the pace of who's getting the grabs, because that's like that'll be the main issue against DK, is you're getting grabbed a lot. So it's like you gotta mix in resets and grabs of your own to make sure he doesn't get those for free. Thank you for the follow, 1 out of 3, and thank you for the follow, Uniapolo. Appreciate it. Yeah, so DK up smash to cover space. Is this ordered? No. The only tier that's ordered is slight L from left to right. Left is hardest, right is easiest. Okay, so anyways, moving on, we got hits, I think Snake interrupts their multi-hits really well, and I think he has options to deal with like down B, and he has options to deal with side B if he puts a grenade on the ground, as well as Nikita. Even if they use down B to shield a Nikita, you can do like a weak Nikita first, and then you follow it up with a strong Nikita afterwards. You just do like double Nikita, right? So it's one of those where I feel like that's like one of the super good options against them, because they won't have time to reflect with both Nikitas. I feel like it's pretty much the same, because we're not dying off the top to arrows. You just don't go like all the way at the top. You just go like 85% of the way to the top, and then you stop there, and then you're okay. Like, because Pit's too floaty. He's not gonna get up there without you being able to see and react to him. I feel like Dark Pit, he doesn't have anything in the matchup that gives him an edge over Pit. I feel like they're both in that category. Duck Hunt, we're pretty much Duck Hunt but better. We can down throw F tilt him. He doesn't really have options for Nikita, and in the neutral game, it just feels like it's a lot easier for us to cheese him than it is for him to cheese us. The only thing he really gets is down air, but we have forward air and back air off stage as well as Nikita, and up smash and down smash too if we catch his air dodge. And he just really doesn't have a lot of options to get back to stage consistently, as well as his Frisbee losing to point blank dash attack and Gunman getting beaten by roll in dash attack as well. Like, just dash attacks. Dash attack does so much in this matchup. Might be a hot take here, but I think Snake beats Chrom. I think Snake does really well in the neutral, and I think that he can punish Chrom super well for anything that's like even remotely misspaced. On top of like, Chrom should die every time as long as unless he perfectly spaces his up B against Snake, and even then he can like drive Nikita downwards. You just put like grenade on ledge and he has to interact with it. If he does up B perfectly, that's okay, but there's still options to ledge trap him and not let him get off ledge consistently. It's overall like that recovery. He's going to have to up B eventually, and that is literally just easier to deal with than Roy's recovery in general, which is why I think Roy's an even matchup compared to Chrom. I think the neutral is kind of similar, but, you know, even though Chrom can space, Chrom never does the Ike thing where sword's too big for him to hit, so grenade blows up without hitting him. If grenade blows up against Chrom, it always hits him. Byleth, I think that because we can blow ourselves up and get rid of Byleth tether, and because of down tilt, and because of crouch, and because of grenades interrupting Nair, and because of us having the drift capabilities to move around up B whenever we're going above Byleth, I think we win. And I think Byleth can do like Snake, like as possible, but I think that Snake overall has the edge on Byleth, and I think it's like I've seen it proved in tourney, like when Alan displayed MK Leo had to switch off Byleth. He wasn't as confident as going Joker against Snake. So that really convinced me that I think that, you know, the best Byleth in the world by far, you know, he's struggling with it. So I think Snake takes the cake in that matchup. I think Snake Banjo is kind of like a Duck Hunt situation. Like, we're both gonna war Patricia with grenades and eggs and stuff like that, but we kill easier and we just get the killing blow easier. That's like, there's nothing. I'm not going further than that. That's literally it. That's why we just kill him a little easier than he kills us, and we have the same game plan in neutral. Bowser Jr., grenades on the ground, he can do the Sonic thing where he picks up nades, but like, it's fine because you can just cover jump, and then he's kind of screwed. He can't do much with it other than like use the grenade, but that's fine. We can play around that, as well as getting edge guarded by Nikita, and he gets down throw jab, down throw F tilt, and Nair is also decent for catching him on like drift-ins as well, because his aerials are pretty committal and laggy, so you can find out where he wants to aerial. You can outspace him pretty well. And I think that just in general where he wants to be, he gets a lot of shit started from up air, and he doesn't ever want to be above us because we have up tilt. Bayo, so Bayonetta's tricky because I'm not too good at the matchup because I didn't play Smash 4, so it could be better or worse. But this is what it feels like now. I think Snake wins the matchup if I'm not the best at it. I'm still beating like relatively good Bayonetta players. Because, you know, Snake just has the tools. He has the grenade. Even if they start witch timing it, you can just down tilt them early. Like, there's a lot of counterplay for like just witch timing grenades. You just need to be smart about it. Like, it's kind of like Greninja. Like, even though their down Bs can mess with consistent grenade timers, there's still counterplay, and you can make them waste their effective down Bs basically, and just like grenade shield if they witch time. It doesn't matter. Take the grabs. She's not gonna kill you. Luigi, I think we wall him out on paper. It's a matchup that's probably a little bit trickier in tournament, but I think on paper, like down tilt walls him out, up smash, Nikita off stage. Like, there's just so many things that sometimes Luigi can't do anything, especially because Nikita automatically blows up misfire if he doesn't misfire. Sometimes he'll jump side B into Nikita, blow it up because of the fiery effect on it, and he will literally just die. Like, he's just dead. So, gonna have to give this one to Snake for side W, but if the Luigi wants to argue for even, I could see it. You know, I'm not gonna say it's the end of the world. Moving on to even. So these three matchups, I put them together because these are the matchups that I've seen Snake say is losing, and I can see it honestly, but these matchups are matchups I've had extensive practice in, so I know the little intricacies, and I think whenever you know the insides and outs of this matchup, I think it becomes even. So it's like Game & Watch, down tilt, crouch is your best friend. Dash attack is good for beating Nair if he's falling, like doing the falling part of it. You can armor through that. Down smash 2-frame, F smash 2-frame, down throw F tilt, up tilting key whenever he comes down with it, or down airing it if he lands on top of you with it. And overall, just like using your movement to outspace his falling aerials and using up tilt to go through bomb fair are really going to help you out here. It's a little tricky to land, but that's kind of just how Game & Watch rolls. You just got to make sure you keep your stocks well and you should be fine. Zero Suit, crouch matchup, crouch, down tilt, parry her, Zair, close space on her. Anytime she tries to do something landing that is like a little bit ridiculous or greedy, you just dash attack her. Don't let her do that. And you air flip jump, you nair flip jump, you also do up tilt on her descent. She's challenging you from falling, and you just in general you can parry her and like parry forward tilt and just don't up smash, don't Nikita, don't get buried at ledge, and you'll be okay. Just don't let her flip jump over ledge and bury you. Young Link, another crouch matchup. You crouch when you're close to him because you go under fire arrow, you down tilt, you down throw F tilt on top of also doing. You also want to dash attack his landings with boomerang and fire arrow if he's doing them like point blank, as well as in general you Nikita him off stage. You want to hit his head because his up B covers around him. Thank you for the sub too, appreciate it, homie. Yeah, so you just Nikita his head. You want to also just parry his nair if you can, but you got to be careful because sometimes they'll do like falling nair, rising nair, so you got to be careful about the double nair. In general though, I think you just gotta, you can dash attack grounded up B as well. There are like little interactions like that where Snake can just like armor through Young Link. You got to be careful in the neutral game, and it's one of the matchups that I would honestly say could be one of the ones that like you're encouraged to not use as many grenades because fire arrow is going to overwhelm you in neutral if you let it. So you got to make sure that doesn't happen. And if he does projectiles, you can land on him with bear as well, and you'll linger through like the boomerang or the fire arrow if you land on top of him when he does it. Okay, moving on to Yoshi. Yoshi's airspeed's annoying, but we can kill him and wall him out. It's kind of just it's a battle of who puts the other in disadvantage first. You don't want to get neutral beat by Yoshi or grabbed, so watch out for that. But overall, like, neutral beat's more annoying, grab is fine. He's not going to kill you off of it. It'll slow you off stage, and you got to be careful about it. Watch out for forward air off stage for spike. Watch out for nair. You want to try and parry that if you can. And if he's falling with aerials, like, move your grenade into him, make him blow him up. And also use back air to go through eggs and use up smash to complicate his landings. For Wolf, you want to dash attack a lot because he's going to be short hopping a lot, and you want to demand respect with back air and also dash attack and make him shield, and you want to start grabbing his shield. And grabbing this character's shield is very important. Grabs are super important against Wolf because he's often going to be waiting for you to mess up and swing first. And in general, you want to parry his forward air, parry his nair if you can. Nair is like negative on hit at lower percents, so you can get like forward tilts if he does weak nair like at 0 to 20. So keep that in mind in case they try to do like nair grab. But like other than that, you just want to play the anti-air game and play the dash attack game at short hop range. Thank you for the raid, Cytonics. Welcome. Wii Fit Trainer, a War of Attrition matchup. Basically, Snake is going to have to throw grenades at Header, and Sun, he has to watch out about Wii Fit Grab, and also Wii Fit Deep Breathing, like anything. You want to crouch against this character and down tilt a lot. Those are your best friends, but you need to be careful because if Wii Fit has Deep Breathing and Wii reads a defensive option out of disadvantage from you, then you will quite literally get folded at like 60. Thank you for follow, Jinx. Appreciate it. Welcome. You will get folded at 60, so you need to be careful. But overall, I think in the neutral game, you just play like crouch, grenade, Nikita oriented, and overall just like a wall out neutral, and you'll be good. Villager, you want to cook your grenades, so if he pockets them, they'll be cooked and they blow up instantly, and it doesn't allow him to use them in neutral against you. And then if he's holding onto that cook grenade and he pulls out, he blows up, and you have like Nikita going, you can combo grenade to Nikita, or you can just Nikita him with no worries because he already has the cook grenade pocketed. On top of that, in the matchup, parrying is pretty good, down tilt's pretty good, as well as like Bear, if he's coming in with a move, you can linger through it. You just need to be careful about like point blank, because sometimes he can mess with the spacing, and don't interact with Lloyd on ledge, because that you can't really do much about it. You just wait. Moving on, after that we got Toon Link. Toon Link is a character that War of Attritions you, and it's pretty even because he can call you out, you can call him out. You need to key to him when you can, and you need to play grounded neutral, where you down tilt and dash attack landings on top of going for any parries you can and getting your tilts out there. And then whenever he's in the air, not letting him land with up smashes, back airs, and just grounded dash attacks, like dash attacks for grounded catches. Overall, it's just a very grenade heavy matchup, but you need to make sure that you're not throwing grenades whenever he's throwing projectiles at you to get yourself blown up. Moving on to Sheik. We got Sheik up in here. So I haven't played this matchup at a top level quite yet, but on paper it just seems like Snake does really well in like out trading Sheik and damages, but Sheik can sometimes cutscene Snake and lead him into bad situations and spike him and use Cypher to save herself. So it kind of feels like whichever character wins neutral first, but I think grounded down tilts and back airs, as well as like parries on whatever aerials she does, if we can get those punishes, are going to be super huge. I think that Sephiroth is even as well, because he has counter, he has down air for us in disadvantage, but we also can parry him and use down tilt and use crouch to our advantage. On top of Nikita and grenade at ledge, so he can't use extended Octa Slash, so they're quality of life things. But like in the neutral game, if he catches us slipping, he can kill us with up air off of like a bad jump or a bad weight at like, up air at 80 off the top and back air at like 60 off the sides. So you got to watch out for those. Overall though, just play disciplined neutral and don't be afraid to, make the move second, crouch, down tilt a lot, play your grounded game. Yeah. So this matchup with Ryu, you gotta make sure you use multi-hits for focus, and you gotta play the camp game with him. And he got slightly buffed, so this character is pretty scary. I need to play like post-boss Ryu. But like in general, it seems like it's just a War of Attrition matchup where your crouching is useful, but he'll do a slow fireball and jump on your crouch with a fireball coming at you, so it'll be tricky to deal with. So just keep that in mind. And overall, just like play grenade heavy, run away, don't interact if you can help it. Sonic, because Sonic has options about grenade and Sonic can just get in on to Snake in general, I feel like at like a top level, this is an even matchup whenever the Sonic is fully aware of Snake's toolkit. He just has options for disadvantage very well, like disadvantage trapping, but Snake can also run the neutral game if he wins neutral exchanges, and if he gets a lead, it's very, very, very hard for Sonic to come back, but I also feel like it's very hard for Snake to come back if he gets a lead. So I think it's a Volatile even. We have really good punishes for missed homing attacks, and we have good punishes for like punishing Sonic having to air dodge back to ledge with like up smash down air, up smash down smash, like down tilt even if you really want to. There's a lot of things going on in the matchup that, down tilt, back air is really good because lingering hitboxes will beat out Sonic's options often. And yeah, I think it's even now. I thought Snake won, but after playing like Sonic and Sonido, I'm pretty sure it's an even matchup at like the top end. As well as moving on to Roy. It's an explosive matchup. They're gonna blow each other up. Crouching's good, down tilt's good, dash tag is good, but overall Roy has the explosiveness and the kill power to keep it even with Snake and keep it at the same pacing as him and catch him slipping, because you can die at like to a jab at 60 sometimes on certain stages against Roy, but you can kill him with back air by taking his jump at like any % off stage. So it goes like both ways. It just depends on how you're slipping. You just need to grab him a lot. Grabbing Roy is really important too. Okay, so we got Rosa. Rosa got buffed. Luma's a little bit more annoying. I got the chance to play Rosa offline at a Georgia event after MomoCon, and I think it's an even matchup because Rosa can use directional swoop and take our projectiles from us, but we have counters around that. But I feel like Rosa could trap our disadvantage well, and often if you don't play the disadvantage scenario perfectly, she can often get like a fully charged down smash or like just an up air or even like back air off stage or down air off stage. She just has ways to kill us while also making the neutral game a little tricky because of how she can play around her grenades. Alright, so Rob is even. I thought Snake beat Rob. I was foolishly mistaken. Rob actually outboxes Snake and traps his disadvantage really well, but I feel like if Snake sets up accordingly, he can match Rob's pace, especially with things like Xenade being enabled. That really helps out in like dealing with the character, as well as using back air to make sure he can't come in and trap his landings. Parrying is important, but overall you just want to make him hit a grenade if you can, because Nair is pretty big, so they're not going to miss every grenade, on top of back air being big as well. You just need to make sure that you have the Rob's grounded like movement on lock, and that you know when they're gonna go for a grab. Getting grabbed by the character is like the worst case scenario, but sometimes the earlier percents you can afford to eat it for conditioning later, or just, you know, it's not gonna kill you until like 80 or 90 if you get bad DI. That's like the only tricky part. Belmont's, it's a crouch matchup, it's a down tilt matchup, but like honestly, I feel like they could trap Snake pretty well. As well as just trap his landing as well with whip. Really like rising whip into falling whip, or like rising whip into falling nair if we air dodge into them. And it's like they have decent stuff to catch our landing, and cross blows up grenade. Down B keeps us on ledge pretty well, especially if they do like down B down smash. We can't really do too much about it, except for like go high, but then they can catch our landings too. All right, like Belmonts aren't bad against Snake, especially because like Holy Water can blow up grenades. So there's a lot of leeway for Belmonts. I think this is one of their better top tier matchups. Pokemon Trainer, you want to play a heavily grounded like bully game against Squirtle, put grenades on the ground, don't let him get like that early combo on you. And against Ivy, you want to parry Razor Leaf and just play it like that medium boxing range. You kind of have to box Ivy because Razor Leaf goes through grenades, so grenade camping isn't optimal. And I think Snake kills pretty easy, or Snake kills him pretty easy. Got the F-Tilt on Charizard and Ivy Killer. I think Snake can close out stocks better than Pokemon Trainer can overall. But Pokemon Trainer can get cheese in the neutral game. That just makes it even. It evens out. It's just like who's gonna bully each other in the neutral game more. Who's like PT can kill us off of one advantage state, but we can also never let PT win neutral. So it goes both ways. Olimar, same thing. War of Attrition matchup. Down throw F tilt saves the day. Nair 1 up tilt destroys that character too, as well as dash attack and Nair for whistle. There's a lot of like niche counterplay options, and down airing at a disadvantage for Pikmin too. Just like little things in general will help against Olimar. You overall, you just gotta throw nades at him and get the white Pikmin off you. White Pikmin can't be on you, that's the only thing. Palutena, parries are your best friend. Crouching, down tilt, dash attack, S smash for up B, as well as grenades in general are decent against her, but not in the camping game. You want to make her hit the grenade. You don't want to camp grenades with her if you can help it. Dash attack is super good, but overall, like, aerials, calling her out in the air will be your go-to. And as for landing, you just need to be able to call out whenever she's going to go for that up air and whenever she's going to go for that smash attack. Because if you can survive like that 50-50 death box, you're going to live forever against Palu. And that's why, because that down throw nerf like helped us out in that matchup for sure. Pyramithra, I thought Snake won, but then Mithra has Lightning Buster, which goes through Grenade. That makes it a little more tricky and makes trades in their favor for grenading at a disadvantage, so we can't just mash it against Mithra. So I'd say it's even, but we have to worry about their cheese, and they have to worry about our cheese. Nikita's very good against them off stage. Back air can beat out Mithra side B, and even like up smash and just shielding will beat it out, because she just puts the hitbox out and goes there with herself. And then for Pyra, hard throw nades can call out side B. You can jump over side B and back air her. If we do get a grab on her, we can throw her off stage Nikita for missing side B. So it's like a lot of cool stuff versus this character. And I don't think Foresight is ever going to be a worry about like against Snake, because like it really doesn't matter too much. We don't care about getting grabbed against them anyway. So if someone was to master Foresight, you would just shield it after they do Foresight. They would get the grab and it would be fine, because we don't care about getting grabbed by them. They're not going to kill us. Just take the grab, you know what I mean? On the on to Pac-Man, actually. Orb Attrition matchup, down throw F-tilt works on him. Down throw jab might work on him. I don't know. But, like, you want to use Nikita to hit him when he's charging fruits over, like, Hydrant. And you want to use grenades a lot in the matchup just to wall him out. You want to wait for him to make a mistake in general by hitting one of your nades. And if he doesn't, then you just got to play the reserve neutral game. Down throw if he's on the ground. Don't spot dodge against him too much, especially if you're trying to not get grabbed. You need to roll away because his grab will go through it. But overall, like, as long as you're not getting pivot grabbed on landing, you're fine against Pac-Man. And up smash and also throwing grenades off stage to hit his trampoline whenever he does trampoline is good, and will help you out in the matchup and not just getting like killed and outright walled out by Pac-Man. Min, the shield nerf helps. Run up shield is a better approach. Down air goes through arms. If you do it close enough to her while it's active to where you can hit her with the last hit, you go through it and hit her. Back air will go through the arms, so you can back air her off stage if she does like an aggressive forward air. On top of, you don't need to ever land on top of her with grenade. So up smash, like reflecting grenade isn't the end of the world, and you can like throw normal grenades and cook grenades to counter that. So you cook the grenades to make sure she can't up smash back for free. Me Gunner, down air's your best friend, back air's your best friend, down tilt's pretty good, crouch is honestly just good in general. This character doesn't beat Snake at all. You just need to ledge trap and you can't let them land when they get on stage. In general though, you just need to know when it's time to respect them and when it's time for them to whiff. At the lower percents that they have absorb, you play grenade heavy because it doesn't matter if they heal at 0, so you just wall them out with grenades until they are at like 20 or 30, and then you play the neutral game and just get your tilts, dash attack their landings, and back air through their projectiles if they do them in a greedy manner. Mewtwo, side B is pretty annoying on platforms especially. He has an advantage state on Snake that is very spectacular, and he has the tools to just keep us there, but his tail hurt box is always a problem, and we kill him very, very early. So it's like 2 glass cannons in one matchup. Marcina, both the same thing. I think Marth and Lucina do the same thing, so it's not like the play to put them in a different tier from each other. Lucina can be trickier, but like Marth can also be trickier in certain spots. Like they excel and don't do as well in different areas, but they both add up to even. You just need to call them out with down tilts, call they're out there single hits with parries, and Nikita their heads off stage if you can. Mario, another parry matchup. Parry is bear if you want to punish it. If not, then you got to hold it. On top of shield can stop flood and cape, so you want to use shield whenever he's flooding your grenades away. And you want to use down tilt and back air to go through rising fireball, as well as down smash, F smash 2 framing his up B. On top of like putting a grenade down, having a grenade fall on his head when you up B's, and back airing him. Those are like all valid options. Okay. So, King DDD, heavy character, so he doesn't care about trades. Inhale is annoying to deal with. On top of bear and up air on our landing if we go to the very top of the stage, being annoying to deal with. But overall, I think as long as you're very attuned with what Gordo's going to do in the Gordo mix-ups, you'll be fine. If you can deal with Gordo with like adequate dash attacks, down tilts, and like back airs whenever he's not going to reflect him back or call him out for doing how he's going to do the Gordo, you're going to be fine. I think it's even because of the options or the things I listed before, but down throw F tilt is still a thing, and you can call him out with nairs and up airs if he's going to jump in place repeatedly. Ken, I feel like on paper Snake could win, but it's kind of a matchup where it's like my personal feelings about it. I think it's pretty even. We wall him out, but when he gets in, he kills us. Gotta be careful about shore you in the air, but you also can just wall him out, make him pick up grenades, and crouch a lot against this character. Incineroar, Revenge speaks for itself. He can kill us, we can kill him. It's whoever. It's about whichever slow character makes the callouts. Down tilt's really good against him. Down there, forward tilt, back air, Nikita. But he also has command grab, and he has revenge, and he has a lull and whip for shield break. So it's like, it's both characters fishing for cheese. Speaking of cheese, the most cheese lame character in the game, you have Hero. And Hero is even for Snake because C4 and Cypher both go through bounce, so we don't have to worry about that. Bounce doesn't validate us, it just validates grenades. You just got to parry accordingly and be willing to take the grab whenever you're not confident in your ability to parry and whenever he has like enough for unreactable spells. Make sure you shield Kaboom, Nikita him off stage, and set up your C4s to control stage against this character. That way he has to respect you even if he has bounce on. Ness is a character where you want to use your aerials and tilts a lot. You don't want to use many grenades at all unless it's a 0, and you want to be able to 2-frame him and catch his air dodge to ledge frequently. He has the options to do it, but overall, if you just like never approach him with an aerial ever unless he whiffs first. So if he whiffs the forward air, hit him with approaching back air, but other than that, you want to have him come into you because Ness is weakest when he's approaching. So basically, Ness has the ability to heal, and Ness has the ability to advantage state Snake, but Snake also has the tools to hold down the neutral game, and he has the tools to contest Ness blow for blow. He just can't really approach with it. He's got to play respondent in a responding manner. Ike, same thing. You got to wait for Ike to swing. You got to up till Ike's greedy jumps, and you got to make him hit grenade whenever he's trying to swing his sword on you, as well as down there F tilt working on Ike and grenade blowing up Ike up B ledge. There's just a lot of things going for Ike, to be honest. There's a lot of things going for Ike and Snake in the matchup to where like they both have enough positives to make it even. Ike can kill Snake in disadvantage. Snake can wall him out in neutral. And in general, I just think they go blow for blow. Falco, another one. Crouching matchup. Down tilt's your best friend. Down smash if he does side B or S smash, honestly. 2-framing him is a little tricky, but what I'll do is I'll just go for the down tilt because it's low committal. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Against Reflector in general, you wanna like, if you can run up shield it, you can usually dash attack it if you get like if you get into the space where it's shooting out. or even like down tilt it, as well as just not letting yourself get grenade reflected on you, because that's where it gets tricky. Crouch under laser, you can down air his up tilt on shield. You can honestly only jump at him ever when you back air, and you'll be okay. Just watch out for up tilt back air percents, and that's pretty much all you have to worry about, because he can cutscene us, but he can't really kill us unless it's a kill confirmed that's pretty telegraphed. Diddy Kong, Banana's annoying, Nair's annoying, back air's annoying, and in general, like, Snake can make Diddy blow up for it, but Diddy just has the tools to make Snake work for it in general. Like, I don't think it's as free as everyone says, especially after I played Tweak, but I think overall Snake can still wall him out, down throw F tilt in general, and just, you know, dash tag picks up Banana, Nikita with Banana, C4 with Banana. It's all a thing, but Diddy has options. Diddy's not powerless against it. So moving on to Samus, you got War of Attrition matchup. Again, it just feels like Toon Link. Honestly, you just projectile. Whoever out projectiles who wins. Don't get grabbed by this character if you can help it. Be careful about getting up aired by them. Don't down air their shield too often, because they can just up B it for free. Watch out for down air off stage. So moving on to Peach Daisy, we got basically a floaty character that can hold it down in the neutral game, but then in disadvantage they can hold their own against Nikita, but they can keep us in disadvantage with forward air, but we can also kill them for it. So it's just like whoever lands their win condition first. Do we land our grenades, or do they land their down tilt or their hit, which we can, you know, we can wall them out pretty well, but you know, if we don't do it in a certain manner, then they're going to bully us. But if they don't get their hits on us and we're able to play the neutral game like fluently, they will just lose. So it's like one of those. You just got to hit your stuff before they hit theirs. Steve, I feel like on paper the neutral is slight Snake wins. Like, Snake wins the neutral. But when Steve's optimized the punish game and use all of Steve's tools against Snake at disadvantage, I think it's going to be an even matchup overall. I think Steve is a little scary in the matchup, but I think Snake has every single tool to deal with it. You kind of just got to play him at like a Luigi distance, Luigi-esque style. Cloud, it's another sword character. You kind of want to play against him like Lucina, and down throw F tilt is true on Cloud, which is a big helper, as well as back air can go through like neutral B if Cloud does it off stage. And in general, we can just down tilt him. We can parry his back air, and like, you know, down tilt it. In general, just like a lot of the time, Snake has the answers to Cloud as long as he gets the counterplay thing. So Lucas, all right, most people think we lose to Lucas, so let me break it down. Lucas, you really never want to approach in the air if you can help it. You can like do fadeaway back air to catch him coming in, but you really just want to crouch, down tilt, and you want to grab him and get your down throw F tilt, so know which side that's true on at what percent. And you want to use back air really well, and you kind of just want to jump in place and jump away. You can't really approach Lucas. You got to play the super camp game, and you got to do the Ness rule, where you only do grenades at low percent. And for edge guarding Lucas, you can, if he has to up B, you can do the Nikita, and if he doesn't, then you can do up smash, like rise back there. If that misses, that's fine. Just keep him on ledge and don't let him get off ledge, and don't let him land. You got to keep him in the air. Sometimes you just let Lucas go in the air, but because he's so floaty, it takes him a while to get down. So you know, let him go in the air at first, and then let him come down and punish him. Don't always try to go for the instant punish, and like you can do like run off like chip backer towards stage could be a thing for Lucas Tether. I might try that. I'm not sure how reliable it is, but overall I think just your heavy tilt punish game using down tilt and up tilt and crouch and dash attack, and then grabbing his shields, because he doesn't have a great out shield, is definitely the wave, as well as avoiding just avoid down tilt at close range and avoid getting grabbed at kill percent. You should be okay. Bowser even matchup. Bowser's command grab. Snake has grenades that cover big characters really well. So it's pretty much just about which character can kill each other first. You want to, you know, try to avoid the command grab if you can, but don't be afraid to get hit by it. You can hold a grenade if you think he's going to do it, and if he command grabs you, you both blow up, and that's better than taking the damage from the command grab. Other than that, pretty much you can Nikita his recovery. He can down throw into grenade into back air use. So there's counterplay on each side, but overall I feel like these characters just zero death each other. So it's about whoever gets to hit first. Kind of like the Steve matchup pretty much, but I think Bowser, I'm more so informed about how zero death Bowser. You pretty much just gotta go blow for blow with him, and up smash is not bad, and down tilt's okay, and grab confirms all true on Bowser and that good stuff. Fox. So Fox gets in on Snake pretty fast. Fox has down smash for Cypher at ledge. He has back air for going up high. He has up air for catching landing. He has like just reflector in general for up smash. He just has a lot of answers to not have to deal with Snake's pace. He can switch up the pace really well and go from like an aggressive to like a passive playstyle against Snake. And I feel like that flexibility he has in the reflector and the down smash at ledge and up smash on grenade reverse landings, like Fox can just tech chase and kill Snake really well. Especially because Fox is so fast, and a lot of Snake's conditioning comes from like spot dodge, roll, and jumping. So I feel like in general, this matchup is a little Fox favored, but I feel like it's the closest one to even. I don't think Snake has a solid L. I think he's too good of a character with too many options to actually have like a -2, if you would, or like a solid losing matchup. Next one, Inkling. You got to play a more box-heavy game, and you got to use grenades at point blank with Spider Shot. You got to like put them in their face, so if they Spider Shot, they get blown up. You got to use Nikita off stage, be really good with it, and you got to be able to catch their jumps. I think it's doable. Like, it's not a bad matchup, bad, but it's definitely Inkling favor because Booyah works for 30%, 120, 150. Their aerials knock us out of Cypher. They can catch our air dodge to ledge with down smash. They can catch our air dodge with down air. They can also roller. It can be okay for getting they can be okay at getting grabs, or especially very good at getting grabs and just catching our landings in general. Solid W's versus Pichu and Shulk. Solid W versus Pikachu. Yeah, I think it's always beat Pichu and Shulk, and I think, well, I mean, I played the best Pikachu in the world and beat him solidly. Like, I beat him in the last hit competitive set. There was no, like, we didn't cheese each other. So it's like, I feel like if that's like the best Pikachu has to offer, I think Snake beats Pikachu for sure. Anyways, moving on. So we have Joker. Joker has a point that I want to tie in about why Fox is losing too. Their short hop is unreactable, and that's basically tricky because we can't do much with it, and he can just mix it up with full hops and double jumps away to bait out our like short hop punishes and make it literally unreactable, so you have to play outside the short hop range. And if Joker wins neutral against you, on average he's getting 70% or taking the stock. Watch Leo fight any Snake with Joker. It's very, very tough, but it's still doable. You just have to play the matchup in a certain way that's like outside that short hop range, and with crouches and down tilts and parrying on the aerials, as well as Nikita off stage and back air whenever he's trying to come in. And like for the most part, that will be enough to do it. Moving on to the last but not least, you got Mega Man. Hellas blow up grenade. Metal Blade blows up grenade. Side beat can blow up grenade if it blows up on us. Down smash, I think, can extend past Cypher and hit on ledge now. Don't quote me on that, but they did buff Mega Man's down smash, which might actually kill Snake for going low as well, if the down air or forward air or up air doesn't. Down tilt can catch Snake air dodge really well. Forward air kills him off the side very early. Back air kills him like very early if he ever gets caught with it, as well as Mega Man just has a decent grab game, and Snake hates getting grabbed, so it's like all the recipes for disaster. Snake can counter this by crouching and down tilting. I disagree, Neo. I haven't fought a Cloud to make me think that to this day. Anyways, so going on to like Snake can down tilt, Snake can crouch, Snake can dash attack. No Neo. It's Wi-Fi anyway. It doesn't count. Anyways, let's see. So say back air is also good against Mega Man, along with up smashes and just overall camping. How you been, Neo? How you been? Let's see. So aside from that, like, it's really just a war of attrition matchup. Overall, this is how I think Snake's spread goes, and this is like how I interpret Snake's matchups going into like the final patch of the meta. I think he's a top 10 character, and I think that he is a very, very, very good. I think he's a very good character, and I think DLC did not make him fall off to top 15 or top 25. I think he's a top 10 character, and I'm gonna do the best I can to prove it. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure to check out my other videos if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys later.